Hello, everyone. My name is Pinup Miami, and I am South Florida's sunshine. Especially since it's like hurricane season, we all need a little sunshine. If you're from South Florida or wherever you're at, let me know in the comments. Say, hey, what's up? And let me know if you can't hear me, can't see me. I'm here for you. All right. Today's live is going to be about fixing vintage hats. This is going to be like a series going, because there's different ways to restore the type of hat, from the shape to the accessory on it to like the design of it. Yes. So today, the two hats that I wanted to show, we're going to show how to steam a hat. So that works well with like, you could steam any hat because most hats get placed into its form by some form of steam. So my boyfriend's hat here, it's supposed to curl and it's lost its curl on the side. And then this poor little lady that has seen better days, But before we get started, like every week, I wanted to do a little show and tell. I feel like some of my followers on here like Disney, enjoy Disney. Maybe it's because I'm from Florida and like we're close to Disney. And lately I've had a love-hate relationship because Disney is becoming like super money hungry, but I still want to go to Disney. I'm torn. Let me know what you think about your views on Disney without, I don't know. Unless you're Ron DeSantis, I don't want to hear your views on Disney, even though you got married at Disney, but I'm blabbing on. So my little show and tell is from in Sawgrass Mall. If you're from South Florida, there's the only one that I know of, like of a Disney outlet down here. And they have this. It was a Haunted Mansion little diagram. I think it is super cute. A diorama, not diagram. So it's like a miniature version of the room with like I was gonna say Princess Leota. I mean, she's a princess to some, but Leota and the little I can't wait to build her. Now the best part was that this was only $5. It was like $25 at the Disney parks apparently, and it's like $5.99 when I got it. So that was a deal, and I can't wait to build it and come out and socialize. Plus, I'm excited to see the movie coming out this year. It looks interesting. I'm excited to see Jared Leto as the Hatbox Ghost. I could see Halloween this year having a lot of Haunted Mansion, and I'm here for it. It doesn't have to be Halloween, ladies. You could dress however you want all the time. All right, so for today's video, I have a small space. It might look big on camera, but this is literally a little teeny weeny space. I feel like the genie, but you're gonna need a head, preferably one that is styrofoam. But every time I have a styrofoam one, I feel like my dog gets to it before I get to do anything with it. So something that has a shape. You get a styrofoam head like at Joann's, any craft shop, Michael's. Doesn't have to be pretty. You need your hat. You need some distilled water if you're using a steamer. Just because you don't want to like get fluoride into your steamer and have it like get rotten. Not rotten, but like build up calcium or fluoride. I don't know what it builds up, but it builds up something. I'm going to be using this steamer, which I love. It heats up really quickly. I haven't turned it on because steamers, like the water goes by really quick. If you don't have a steamer, don't worry about it. You could use I blanked out for a sec, a teapot kettle. So you could have it running the heat and it'll last longer than a steamer. There's also hat steamers, but that's not like my trade. One day maybe, but it's not my trade, so I don't have a hat steamer. But they do invent hat steamers. If you're sensitive to heat or you don't want to ruin something on your face, I'm not saying that it will, but you could buy a clear protective cover. I'm sure you guys have seen it during COVID. People had like these coverings on their face that were clear. You could use that. Glasses. That's why I left mine on, just in case something came into my eye. And then, yeah. So we're gonna get started. Let me see if you guys could see. You can't really see the steamer here, but I'll move it around for you. So let me turn it on. Oh, sorry. And then you're going to need pins. Any type of pin. Just to, if you need to pin it with the styrofoam, if you need to form it. I use my hands most of the time, but pins really work to like get a shape that you're looking for on the hat. All right, so let's get this started. If I remember how to start this. Okay, so it's warming up. Hey, Miss Pink Tink. You've been doing some amazing photo shoots lately. All right. Oh, sorry. All right, so we got these two hats. Now I'm gonna show you. Let's start with a simple one. This one just needs a shaping around the rim, just because I hate looking at my boyfriend wearing it when it's flat, when it's supposed to have like a nice little curl. All right, so if we see the steam coming out, can you see the steam on here? There's a little bit of steam coming out. Hey, Lynette. All right, so trying to make room here. Now for this one, since it's just supposed to curl, any type of hat that you see like a small brim, this one doesn't have like, it has a metal, so like if I move it, it moves, but I really want it to stay up. So we're just gonna turn on this heat. There, you see it. Okay. Oh, can you guys hear me? Let me know. All right, so we're just going to steam the hat. You see, and I'm holding it. Don't go like that because it's like really hot. I can't show you because then. So you're just gonna steam it. You're not gonna shape. We're gonna loosen it up. Just loosening that up. And it's not gonna get cold even if your AC is on. And we're just gonna do the brim. If you guys can see. So once you get that nice and heated, you're gonna start curling it how you want it. If you feel like it's too hard, keep steaming it till it loosens up. And just hold it. You see, and it's getting that nice curl back. Again, this one is not that extreme, but I just wanted to show you two different extremes. You see how it's curling way nicer now? Yeah. And we're getting the iron really hot. Not the iron, the steamer really hot for the next hat. Now this, you'll notice when you're doing it yourself that it feels a little moist, which is fine. It's going to stay moist and we're going to let it sit to get cool. Now the next one is this hot tortilla that needs a lot of help. Now for this hat, it has the metal on the outside for the shaping. And this is like, oh my God, what's the material? I'm blanking out. We're going to literally put it over our steamer and let that really cook. We're going to make it a little steam room here. We're going to take a plastic bag. Sorry for the noise of the bag. And we're going to wrap the hat over the steamer. Okay. So we're creating like this little, I'm going to try to do it carefully without me spilling. We're creating like this little steamer room for the hats. All right. Leave it there for like a minute, 30 seconds, you know. This will really get the hat to be moldable. That way you could shape it however you like and fix it up, especially since we saw that it's flat. One amazing tip is if you ever rent a hotel that has like a little kitchen, you know, you could go to Walmart because you could return it later. You could get a teapot, steam it with water. Like I said, you could use a teapot to make steam to then, you know, heat anything and steam anything. Now let's see. I think that's enough because this one's not, woo! See, and it heats it up all over. Let's turn that off. No, you know what? Let's leave it a couple more minutes. One more minute. How about one more minute? Because I feel like the back, I didn't close it up. So we'll let that sit. See, now you don't see the smoke coming out of anywhere. So it's like a little, let me show you again for those tuning in. So we're literally made a little sauna for our hat with the steamer under it. And be careful because this is really hot. All right. And it's not going to burn the plastic. You'll feel it hot, but it won't burn. All right, so we're going to take this off. It's like taking off popcorn. Ooh, the bag is going to be really hot. All right, so let's turn off the steamer. You'll see water all over the steamer because, again, we created a nice little steam room for it. And we're going to get the hat. Our head. Again, styrofoam is preferred. But like my doggy. Now this hat is going to be nice and hot. And now that it's nice and moist everywhere, you're going to literally mold it onto your head. Ooh, let me show you guys. So you see, we were able to just put it there. Now this one seemed to have a little, like, I don't think it had a dent before. But it looked like it did. But again, if you don't want that little dent, you don't have to. That's a good thing about repairing your own hats. You could design them the way that you want. I need to get up for this. And turn my steamer on again. Because I've never seen this hat in its glory. Okay. So here's where you're going to shape. Oh no, you can't even see my full. And you could already see the difference. The hat is really standing up compared to the squished look it was giving. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to have that. So we're just gonna take that out. And again, with the heat of the steamer, pull down. Now, if you feel like a little rough patch like this, you're gonna get your steamer and put it against. Well, we're going to steam that spot because it seems like everything all stretched. And hitting it directly with the steam. And like I said, don't be worried. It ain't going to burn off. And this is not like a shirt. You know, and be patient with it because, again, this hat has probably been squished in somebody's garage for years. Oh, wait, I don't want to get it on my... And then while it's still hot, this is when you would pin it down to your mold. But you see how we have flattened out that curve? All those crinkles on there? Now, I don't suggest doing this the day of an event because unless it's an emergency, because again, your hat will be moist and it will not have the, it remembered this crease that you had for about 5 years in your garage or the 30-minute plane ride that your hat got squished on the plane. But it's like life, when stuff goes bad, it's harder to fix it than just to wait it out. I don't know if that makes sense, but it made sense in my head. All right, so that's giving a nice mold. And you see it's nice and put together. And it's really hot. Let me just take it out to show you guys the difference on this hat. She's wet. But look at that difference right there. It went from being super flat to now having the life it once had. Now we want to fix the surroundings, which when I put it in the little steam room, It's gonna cut and cool at the ends. And we're gonna do the same thing we just did. Is just heat up the sides. She looks like a steamy little safari. We're just gonna pop her with some steam. Trying to show you guys. We'll just do one side at a time here. Now I like to wear my hats slanted, so I will try to like, let me turn this, well, let me see if I looked at her, and then we need to fix this side, but let's see. I wear my hats usually to the side. So if I wanted to create like a nice little slant like that, she has a wire. So I'm going to shape the wire how I want it, right? But now she's still crinkly. And I like the back that is longer. So we're going to steam it so it could be smooth where I've placed the wire. And then we're just going to pop the steam. I'll try to do it this way to show you guys. We're doing one set at a time. And please be careful when you do this. If you're a young adult, please ask an adult supervision. I realize I do have quite a few followers that are youngins. And I truly think that's amazing because, I don't know, I like it. I feel like I'm making an impact. All right. So you see how that side, I like how it's looking, and it looks much more smoother than right here. So then we're going to go in and steam this side. Again, popping it out. You can see the mannequin sweating. Welcome to Florida, girl. See, and it even helps like smooth it on its own. I feel like I only have that one ridge, and then I think it's looking good. Let me move my hand so I don't get hot. There we go, and all the ridges are removed. Look at that. Nice and little thingy. Poor little girl, she's sweating. All right. I like it like twisted up. Again, that's my design. But you see, I can tell in the camera there's still something. Where is it? Right here. So I'm gonna hit her with more steam on the top because I think I haven't let it set that much. Yeah. I'm sorry if my steamer is loud. And then go ahead and fix the headbands. I'm going to pause this really quick. So her headband seems to show the raw edges. So I'm just going to go in and fix that. Because I really like this color. Like it's a light pink. And I want to keep it. Sometimes I feel like the vintage fabric on hats just give it a nice personality. But I want it to look decent, you know? Okay, the hat is kind of hot. Wow. All right, so here you could tell from the residue that it has that it used to have some kind of flowers or something. I didn't really think of how I'm gonna decorate the top today. I thought accessorizing would be a whole different video. I'm gonna hit the steam again because since I stretched the top, yeah, I wanted it cool in this bowler shape. The most important is I want to get the shape set. And then I'll go back, and I know I straightened these out, but since I was pulling, I kind of stretched this out again. Not stretched, but I want it to curl. Again, because we're going with this side look. Yeah. Perfect. You know, we could even put this in the front. I like that. I might change out the band now that I'm seeing how really broken it is. Sorry, I could get lost in looking at the many different ways. She looks funny like that. But you can't tell me this is not a difference from when we first started to now. And that was just literally steam. The power of steam could have on your clothes, on your first interview, on hats. Yeah, she needs a whole new ribbon now that I've tried to fix it. But yes, the magic. And what I love about these hats, like I said, the wire. So like even after, I just wanted to make sure everything is straight. You could just mold it. But you want to make sure none of this is wrinkled. Because if not, you're just going to be putting on a hat that just is not wearable. All right. Let me see if you guys had any questions. Sorry, I probably sneezed into the microphone. All right. Patricia, I love you, girl. She's watching from Argentina while doing some embroidery. You gotta send me pictures. I love embroidery. And then you hear me loud and clear. I can't show some of these. Nice. Oh, hey, girl. Oh, thank you. Yes. The next question. Let me see. I have a question here. Yeah, adding accessories. I will be adding accessories soon. I actually have a whole box. I have it right next to me here. My friend Riviera sent me a bunch of feathers. It's all the I have a bunch of feathers. Feathers, flowers. Now, when it comes to flowers, if you are really into vintage hats, I recommend going on eBay or Etsy and finding the authentic vintage hair flowers, because they totally have a different look than a modern fake flower. Velvet flowers are beautiful, and it really depends on the type of hat that you're doing or restoring. Even the difference of, let me see if I have anything close to me. Like this, you could tell that you cannot get these at any store, right? These are these vintage flowers, and they just give it a whole different life. This is another one you could steam. I mean, this one's hard as a rock, so I don't think it would ever go anywhere. And another video on my series, that's another question I see here, is how to keep the hats on your head. Many moons ago, I did a video, but I'm going to redo it because that's the number one question I get, especially when it's an event down here on the beach and people are like, how is your hat not flying away? There are tricks and ways to keep it down, especially on the type of hairstyle that you have, and the type of mechanisms. There's some people that could wear an elastic and tie it, or an elastic and tie it behind their head. But for me, I would get a headache if I have that elastic wrapped around my head really tight to keep this hat, and then I'd feel the wind. No. So I will show you that, but at the same time, that's gonna give you a headache. At least for me. Let me know if there's any other questions. Let me see how do you switch out your earrings to clip-ons? Somebody else mentioned that on my Facebook group. They wanted to know because they know that even though I have my ears pierced, I like to wear clip-ons. You never know when you have to just kidding. No, I actually wear clip-ons because as a child, and I hope my sister's not watching, My sister used to love yanking at my ears, and that's why one of them, which one, this, you see, it's like longer, and I'm paranoid now that my ears are gonna get caught, they're gonna be too heavy, and then my ears are gonna be like gone, like I'm just gonna have a slit. It's like a paranoia. I'm sure you guys can like I don't know, relate to some kind of phobia. What can you do if there's a small hole in a strawish fabric? So you're saying like in a hat like the one that I have here? All right, there is a few things you could do if it's something like this, or if it's something like this. So two things. If it's something like this one, it's gonna be a little difficult. You could either get a close, like thick embroidery thread and patch it up and then cover it with a flower. I don't know where it would be. But if you could get the same color, like a thick embroidery thread, and just create a stitch, if it's super small, you could do that with one of these, because you can't really find something like this. Unless you did find by some miracle, let's say this one, you could really find this anywhere, like this kind of material, and then just cut it off a piece and glue it with E600 from the inside. So from the outside, you'll still see the texture, and unless somebody's like super close, they won't know that your hat was repaired. Oh no, I want to keep this getting cool. So yeah, you could either get the same material, because these hats are literally just sewn pieces, these modern ones, but there's some vintage ones like this one. You could sew in a piece or take it all apart. See, if I were to pull right here, it's literally just sewn. But again, I would just get like an older one, or one that you find at Goodwill or a thrift shop, and then just like put it in the middle and glue it from the bottom up. If it's somewhere on the rim, you could hide it with some flowers. See, these are vintage fruits I put on here. See, it just gives it a whole different vibe. I hope that answered your question. All right. Next week, I am going to actually show the earrings, how to make the earrings. And then the week after that is going to be how to keep your hat on, like different ways to keep your hat on. It's just that I need to buy a few materials that I myself don't have. And I need to actually fix some hats. I'll keep going with this one so you guys can see like the finish, the journey of the hat long term. And yeah, keep sending me these requests on my DMs on Instagram, on the Facebook comments. You guys don't know how much it makes me happy when you're requesting something, because then it makes it easier for me to know what you want and me to teach you what you need, and something that will help you like also master your craft in whatever you're doing in fashion, pinup, rockabilly, or just because you want to learn because you like hats. All right, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful Monday. I will see you all next week, and please be safe. Wear your glasses so the steam doesn't get in your face. But it's also like a facial, so I don't know. I'm into facials. Have a great day, and see you on next Monday.